Hello guys, we're live from Dortmund from our training ground. Something unique is about to happen. The draw for a totally new format in football on this world. The FIFA Club World Cup. Borussia Dortmund will be part of it next summer. To be frank, we're proud of it, simply, aren't we? I mean,
yes, we are.
We're in there. We're joining the party, and we can't wait to find out who will be our three opponents in our group. So, you can see there is a spot on our couch. So we're still waiting for one guy, but I'm going to introduce the lady right next to me. Mia, thanks so much for taking the time. It's obviously Mia Bedaf from our women's soccer team. You're 26 years old, yes. Born and raised in Dortmund, lifelong BVB supporter. And, you used to live in the US for quite a while. You went to Milwaukee for a soccer scholarship, isn't that right?
That's right.
Tell me a bit about it.
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, I've studied there. I went to college and played soccer, football. So I got used to saying football.
We have to.
Yeah, I played soccer there. And, so it helped me financing it. I had a scholarship. I've spent 4 years there. Learned a lot about the culture, lots of cultures actually. I had a really international team. And it was a small college, but it was a really nice time.
Is it like a home away from home, or is that an exaggeration? Is it too much to say that?
It's been one, but it's not anymore. So back then, my team was my family there. But I had, as I said, a really international team. So lots of them went back home. Lots of them are from Europe, actually. Just last weekend, I saw 2 of my teammates who were actually German as well, or are German as well. Yeah. So it was my home. I still have friends there, but it's not like I need to go back to see to be there for my family.
Yeah, but obviously you had an inside look into football culture over there, especially into women's soccer, which is a lot bigger than here, to be honest. So we're going to talk about that later, but obviously I need to introduce the other guy there. You know him, but I'm just going to reiterate that Patrick Owomoyela obviously joined Borussia Dortmund in 2008, won the Bundesliga twice and the DFB Cup with BVB. You played 84 games as right back in black and yellow and collected 11 caps for Germany for quite some time now. You're traveling the globe on behalf of Borussia Dortmund as a brand ambassador, and you just told me that your next trip is already up and coming. And you are a member of the BVB Legends team. Just last month, we've been to Brazil playing against Flamengo Legends. How was that trip, aside the results?
Rub it in. First of all, hi. It was a great trip. It always is. Meeting guys from different times at BVB, but it's still like a reunion always, and we always have so much fun. This time it was Brasilia to be exact, the capital. Which was not like the typical Brazilian type city like you would expect, but it was, as I said, great fun. The game also, or the result, not so much, but hanging out with the guys, getting to meet fans from Brazil, BVB fans from Brazil. That was amazing again, and so it's always a pleasure doing that for our club.
Yeah, we got some of the big shots from Europe as well in this FIFA Club World Cup, and I actually asked fans at your training, because there were loads of fans looking at the training on the day before match day, and I asked them, like, how come you're in Brazil and you're not drawn to say Real Madrid or City? And they said, like, well, we love the drama. With Borussia Dortmund, you never know what's going to happen. Yeah. You know, you're in the mix. You're competing with the big shots, but you never know what's going to happen, and we love that. So I love that approach, because it's so true.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, that's really true. And we had some drama over the past couple of years, or maybe decades. But that's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah, it never gets boring when you're a BVB supporter. And let's hope that this upcoming 60, 70 minutes are also going to be quite interesting. So I'm just going to talk you through at the full hour. So in about, I think, 10 minutes.
7.
It's 7 minutes. We're hoping to get the signal from Miami. And the FIFA is obviously going to explain the whole thing approximately for 20 minutes, and then the actual draw is going to start. We're still missing Gio Reyna here. He is going to come, don't worry. It's just that the first team had their training. And, well, he's probably just, I don't know, enjoying a protein bar or something like that. And he's going to be with us shortly. But as you just said, it's just 7 minutes, and we prepared a little draw ourselves. I'm just going to go through some things. So it's 32 teams, 12 venues, 63 fixtures in 28 days, and all games will be live on DAZN. It's 4 teams from Africa, 4 teams from Asia, 12 teams from Europe, 4 teams from the Caribbean, North and Central America, 1 team from Oceania, 6 teams from South America, and 1 team from the host country. There's a cap of 2 clubs per country. There will be 8 groups and 4 teams each. And those are, thank you so much, those are the 4 pots. It'll be, just to go back, it'll be 2 teams finishing first and second in each group to qualify for the round of 16. So it's basically, it mirrors the old Champions League format that you probably still remember. So yeah, that's a nice view. So it is a global tournament. So from every spot of the globe you have teams. It's obviously really dense when it comes to Europe. But yeah, I mean, I found one thing interesting, and I think we should discuss this now. Is it going to be competitive? Because from the 20 Club World Cups that we had in the old format so far, 16 times European teams won and 4 times teams from South America won. So we're still waiting for a winner from any other part of the world. So Ovo, what are your expectations?
I would say it's fair to say that it's probably going to be like that in this tournament as well. These are the biggest markets in football, the strongest markets where the best players used to or are playing at the moment, especially, of course, in Europe. But South America is a huge, let's say, talent pot where Europe is taking from. So it's basically these areas where the teams will be from, in my opinion, that will go very far in this tournament.
We have other areas propping up, and I think the MLS is getting stronger and stronger. So where is it? Like, if you look at Inter Miami, if you look at Seattle Sounders, what do you think, Mia? Are they in the mix? Can they sort of progress from that group stage, from your point of view?
I'm actually curious, but I don't think so. But we'll see. Hopefully they surprise us.
Okay.
I'm curious to see how competitive they are.
Yeah.
Also the other teams.
It might not be the most interesting bit, but you should know about the constraints that are there. So no group can feature more than 1 team from the same confederation. This applies to all confederations except Europe, which will be represented by 12 clubs at the tournament, as I said. Therefore, 4 of the 8 groups will feature 2 European clubs. All clubs from Pot 1 will be allocated to the first position of the group into which they are drawn. And this is crucial for us. The UEFA teams in Pot 2 will be drawn into groups with CONMEBOL teams, so Brazilian, Argentinian teams from Pot 1. Therefore, BVB will play against one of these teams in the group stages: Flamengo, Palmeiras, River Plate, or Fluminense, and I think that is something we're really looking forward to, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe some revenge possible for the Flamengo game. That
the pros can settle the bill for you.
They can settle the bill for us legends,
So that is something that is definitely awaiting for us. So exactly. So now that we see it here, so City, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, and Paris are probably going to play against a European team from Pot 2. It's inevitable, obviously, but we're not. So that is a good thing, I'd say, from my point of view. And it also implicates that both Boca Juniors and Botafogo from Pot 3 cannot be in BVB's group. So sadly, we won't meet one of these 2 giants at the group stage, but maybe later on. Who knows? Yeah. And for scheduling purposes, both clubs from the US, Inter Miami and Seattle Sounders, will automatically be allocated to 4th position in groups A and B respectively. Inter Miami will play the opening match of the tournament at Hard Rock Stadium, Miami, while the Sounders will open their campaign at Lumen Field, Seattle, soon afterwards. And if you're curious about
soccer following
Yeah.
from their home team, so that must be nice. It's also a fantastic and very creative stadium. So these are my 3 favorites.
The Club World Cup starts on the 15th of June. The opening match will be in Miami's Hard Rock Stadium, as I said, and it ends on 13th of July. The final will actually be at MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, also a way to
get
play
there.
there.
Way to end it.
Yeah, definitely. Do we actually have a picture of the trophy as well, I think? Let's have a look at that, because they made a brand new trophy. We do not. Okay.
I can Google it.
Yeah. Well,
I read about it.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
sure.
It's very roundish and very golden, and I'm just because I got this text here from FIFA. On it says a celebration of hope, excellence, and pride, embodying the journey of every club player and fan. It's boasting a 24-karat gold-plated finish, and all 211 FIFA member associations are laser engraved somewhere on it. And there's a message on it that reads, "To those who hold this trophy, history belongs to you. You are witness to a moment in time that represents the pinnacle of club football, bestowed upon few, but celebrated by many." Wow.
Wow.
Poetic.
Wow.
Yes.
That's like top shelf.
Is it?
What a
Is it
statement.
this one or that one?
It's the upper one.
This one?
Yeah.
Let me find. Can I bring it up?
I think it's actually it's good. I mean, it's a good
is.
shot. I think it's made by Tiffany. Are we supposed to say that?
Can I hold it into the camera? Is it? Nope, it's not there. Where is it? Oh, I have to accept first. It's from Tiffany.
Yeah.
Tiffany and Co. Is it possible to view it? I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very roundish
Kinda
and very golden.
Roundish. Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
So it's more like
That's all right.
like a huge medal.
So, we're still waiting for Gio, but I think he's going to join any minute. But I think, can you have a look at your watch again?
Yeah.
How many minutes?
It's actually 2 minutes past 7.
Okay. So, we're hoping to get the signal pretty soon.
Yeah, it's always a delay.
Yeah,
it's like with the Oscars. It always
Let's
takes
start with a draw for
yeah.
us. I should mention that I've already prepared the balls in a way that they're only teams that we can actually get. So there's no Bayern Munich in there.
Which one is pot
This
what?
is pot number 1.
That's
Mia,
one.
would you like to
sure.
begin? Because that is going to be really interesting.
Just remember, this
You
is
can
not
hold
the
it into
official
the
draw.
camera as well.
I hope for River Plate.
River Plate.
Yeah.
What did you get?
Oh, it's Flamingo.
Flamengo. See.
Yeah, he likes that. Selling the
That'll be the
river.
revenge.
So pot 2,
obviously.
that's easy.
Yeah, it's our group, so.
Borussia Dortmund.
Okay. Let's take this one. Club Leon.
Oh, Mexico.
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 Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
And the last
Speaking.
one.
Auckland, New Zealand.
Ooh. Be nice traveling.
Nice. I take that actually.
Just imagine it would be a worldwide tournament, and you have to travel to
Auckland. Yeah. My brother's just there actually.
Okay. Now that in case that we get a team from Mexico, I think one of the challenges for us as Borussia Dortmund will be, if you think of Borussia Dortmund, probably the first thing that comes to mind is black and yellow. And then maybe attacking football, all the players that we have and had. But then you will probably think about the fans, you will think about the yellow wall, and how challenging is it going to be to transform that atmosphere from our stadium to the US? I mean, we have brilliant fan clubs in the US. I think 40 fan clubs. You've been to the Brooklyn Borussia numerous times. I watched the Champions League final at Wembley with them in the stadium, and they're a lovely bunch of people. But they're not 25,000. So how are we going to do that?
Yeah, it's interesting. I would say we must or hope for a big as possible following. Giving the certain venues that we play in, maybe it will allow those or our fans from wherever in the US to travel there, maybe even from worldwide to travel and then support us. I'm not sure about all the ticketing and how that works, but would be great if it would be possible for our fan clubs to really come and help us out in the stadium. Won't be 25,000, but sometimes it doesn't have to be that much, as long as they are passionate and loud. And from what I felt, whenever we were in the US and when we brought the first team and we had some friendlies, I remember we played in near Chicago against Liverpool. It was, of course, Liverpool had also a big following, but there were a lot of BVB fans. So I'm hoping to have that and even more, and could be a great support.
It looks like we are getting a signal there. Oh yeah. But before we're coming to that, Mia, having Gio Reyna and Cole Campbell in the roster, will that help us in the US? So, it's easier for people over there to connect with our...
For sure, yeah. I remember people just... The moment I mentioned Dortmund, they mentioned Pulisic or later on Reyna. It's like... It's so exciting for them to have their folk out here. Like they're really pride people, proud of their country. So I think it helps us a lot.
And I think for the two of them, it's also. I mean, Gio's going to tell us in a minute, but I think for Cole as well, this is a big thing. He's now, he's getting the first minute in professional football, and then it's taking him already back to his home country, and he can represent, our black and yellow colors in the United States. I think that must be a big thing when you're just at the beginning of your career and you're getting this option.
Sure, I mean it's a world tournament. It's a World Cup overall, even though it's a club competition. It is kind of a World Cup, and as Mia said, the USA are a proud people, and they will welcome theirs when they get home. And for them, it's a proud moment to play in front of friends and families, of course, as well. So for both sides, it will be something, and maybe it helps us to draw an even bigger following.
Okay, so we're seeing the show has started in Miami. We're hoping afterwards to actually have Carsten Kramer, our managing director, live in this stream. Let's hope he can sort of quickly get out of there later. Because there will be people trying to talk to him, obviously. But we're hoping to have him on this stream as well. One thing that we already touched on, but I just want to reiterate, East Coast or West Coast. So it's obvious if we get Seattle Sounders in our group, we're going to play on the West Coast. You only have LA and Seattle. Those are the two venues on the West Coast. All the rest is rather East Coast. West Coast would be a challenge, I think, for everyone here in Germany, right? When you think about the times, possible times they're going to play.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it, but yeah, of course, given like West Coast, it's a 9-hour difference, more or less. So, I don't know if this are daily, like daytime games or evening games.
That's going to be interesting as well. I mean, I think that's why FIFA is asking for some time to actually schedule everything. Because you have to take that in mind. I mean, you can't just have every European top game at 3 in the morning.
Yeah,
right?
I think they will consider about putting the West Coast games more into the first half of the day, which would allow at least for some viewers in Europe to have a late night football match on TV.
Yeah.
Anything else would be almost not so good idea, I'd say. Like having night games in Los Angeles, let's say, at 8 o'clock in the night would mean it's really early in the morning in Europe, and probably no one will get up for that, so they would watch it ReLive, and you would miss out on so much and such a big opportunity. So probably the FIFA will take that under consideration.
It is already a tight schedule. I mean, Gio, if he's staying fit for the whole season, he's going to play football throughout the whole year. Now, you've been a professional player for so many years. I think we got to be grateful, and we are grateful that this new format is there and we're invited to the party, and I want to really stress that out. But I think it is a challenge for the medical department to get the player, to keep the players in shape. And as well, I think it means that your roster, your squad needs to be as big as it can be, right? You have to bring as many players as possible.
Yep, and again, that's of course also an opportunity for a club to utilize players that are maybe in between the youth and the pro, or the second team and the pro team. But it is a tight schedule. And I remember I think there was only 1 year where it really hit me quite similar, where I was playing for the national team. I played at Werder Bremen, so we played Champions League, and I collected a few games more than usual. Yeah. But yet again, playing is what you really want as a football player, more than practicing. And of course, it all has to do with planning and giving the guys and the right amount of free time when it's possible. But it won't be possible for all of them, and it won't be possible for a long time. But I mean, the medical department is much better than it used to be in my time.
Yeah. Did you do ice bath all the time?
There was no ice bathing. There was no yoga. There was
nobody really. Trousers that everyone's wearing now.
Pressure pants or whatever they are. There was nobody that watched over our nutrition. So and we pulled it off somehow. I mean, these guys have it now in back-to-back years. So as I said, I had it once. Maybe every 4 years was regularly when the big tournaments were, or every 2 years. But these guys have it almost every year with the schedule they're having. But yet again, that's why they play football. They want to play on all these stages. Yeah. And here's a guy who can answer that question much better than I could. Okay. Hi, Gio. Yeah.
How are you? Where am I?
Yeah, you need to somehow squeeze in, please.
Just be careful.
Yeah.
Don't get tangled up. All right. Cozy.
We just had Gianni Infantino, now we have Donald Trump. And we just keep on talking. I have no idea what's going on there. But quickly, now that you're here, we already had our own draw. The group is Flamengo from Brazil, Auckland City from New Zealand, Club Leon from Mexico, and obviously Borussia Dortmund. What would you make of a group like that?
I think number one, it's really cool to play teams from every continent. You know, it should be 3 different games, but you know, us being Dortmund, we definitely want to come out on top with this group. But you know, can't take anyone lightly, and it's cool to play a team from New Zealand and a team from Mexico and also Brazil, of course. But it's just a really interesting tournament, and this sort of shows in our group that you know we're playing teams from all over the world, which is pretty cool.
Ovo actually wants us to get Flamengo because we've just been there and they lost against their legends. So he needs you to settle the bill.
Oh wait, this is the one you guys.
Yeah, we drew.
Oh,
this. It's not the real group. No.
It's just the Pokemon balls here.
I don't think this. No.
But I want it to be Flamengo, so you can settle the score.
Exactly. It would be cool.
Yeah.
It would be cool.
So my question is, do we, because now things are really kicking off, do we get to hear them as well? Like nothing? No? Okay, well we're gonna see the actual results of the draw. No worries.
I would like to play a team from USA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which one?
Miami or Seattle.
Yeah.
Well, which one?
Either. I think Miami would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Miami would be cool, obviously.
Maybe opening up the tournament.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
yeah.
In Miami, it'd be probably a pretty big crowd.
Yeah.
But Seattle, I know a few guys there too. It's actually my first ever game for Dortmund was against Seattle Sounders. Remember?
Oh, okay.
Back
Was
in
it in
preseason.
2019? Was it? Or 18?
2019, I think.
Yeah.
That was my
yeah.
first time preseason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played.
So,
Like 20 minutes.
and I think, if I'm not mistaken, you were sub for Julian Brandt, who sits next door in that game. Might be.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
at that time. I was a youth player, so I remember I was just subbed in the 30th minute
Yeah.
and subbed out in the 60th minute because of how preseason was sort of
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
sort of working, and everyone was sort of had to get some minutes.
Not because
Oh,
of
look.
bad performance.
No.
Yeah, exactly. But back then, Dortmund won. It was actually in 2019, 3-1. Goals by Wolf, Alcázar, and Jadon Sancho. Yeah.
Yeah.
But would you? I mean, there are only 2 venues on the West Coast, and all the rest is more or less East Coast. Would you prefer East Coast to West Coast?
I prefer East Coast. That's just because I'm from New York and I'm an East Coast baby. So, but both sides are obviously, of course, LA and Seattle are great cities. So I'd be happy with whatever, and I'm sure East Coast would be a bit easier for my family, but they'd make the trip anyway. So, yeah.
Christoph was asking earlier what we think, but you're the one who should answer that. What would it mean, or what does it mean to you, again, have the chance to take your club from Germany, from Europe, back home and play in front of fans and family, but also your country people?
Yeah, it's obviously really exciting. It's I think the last few preseasons going back with Dortmund, and you really start to see the game growing, and also through the national team. And I think this is just a step in the right direction for the game of football or soccer, how we call it in America. It's just a step in the right direction for us. It's obviously it's not the main sport, but myself and the rest of the American national team right now are working to really put it on the map, and with the help of this tournament and other tournaments that have been placed there. It's just another step in the right direction, and to grow the sport for all the kids around the country.
Do you think Cole will be nervous to have that chance, have that stage and play over there?
Maybe. I hope not. I mean, you never know. It's obviously still a long time from now until then, but I don't think so. I mean, hopefully he keeps progressing like he is in the next 7-8 months until the tournament is, and then I'm sure he'll do fine if he gets minutes and succeed. So I have no worries about that.
Cool. Gio, I haven't read through the comments yet, but I would just guess that most BVB fans would just straight away love to know how you actually are at the moment. I mean, you had a groin strain? I think, for quite a while?
I had a groin injury that I picked up with the national team, and had a little bit of complications with it, but we took the time to get it right, and all the physios and athletic staff have been great here with me, and I'm feeling great right now. So now it's really just pretty simple, just keep working, keep building, and then the rest hopefully will come. So
hoping for some more games.
Exactly.
Christmas, right?
Of course. I think we have 4 now left. 4 big ones where we need to get points, and hopefully all of them. So just have to be prepared and ready to go in every single one of them.
You just mentioned it, but just to point it out, because you were actually born in England, because your dad used to play there at the time, you would call New York, the New York area, your home? Is that
Yeah, for sure.
Like going home would be there.
That's where I lived from when I was 4 or 5 till when I moved to Germany. So that was where I grew up. All my friends, my family are New York based. So.
Okay.
So now they're going to unveil the trophy, actually.
Yeah, that we couldn't.
We got some sound going.
By the way, the guy on the right-hand side, Ovo, did you meet him as well in Brazil?
I met him.
He
missed
popped
out.
into our hotel.
Yeah, he suddenly was standing in our hotel lobby. First of all, that's a huge trophy. That's like a huge Play-Doh. Is it like? It's bigger than the German. The German.
Yeah, it looks
I think
bigger.
it's only the bit in the middle, right? Is it the whole thing?
I think it's the whole thing.
How is one person going to lift that thing?
Yeah, we're hopefully gonna find out. That's true afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but this is of course Ronaldo, El Fenomeno, and he was just standing in our hotel lobby when we were there in Brazil, because they had obviously a huge, it was a national holiday for Pelé, and then he was there for that ceremony, not for the game obviously. He didn't play against us. Would have been worse probably for us.
But Cafu was there, and he was super fit. Jesus.
Yeah. Actually, one of my legends, Cafu, playing right back position for Brazil. And he looked like he could still play professional.
Probably could.
Yeah.
The captain to hold this alone is going to be tough.
Yeah, that is a big The trophy's really big.
Mr. President, this is a new and unique trophy for a very new and
Finally in English,
tournament. So
Finally in English.
There's also a German stream going on.
Is that what Julian's doing?
Yeah, that's what Julian is doing, yeah.
We're going worldwide.
Yes.
That marks everyone, and when you started to
So what like, is there a team, you said you would like to have Inter Miami. Is there another team, like maybe, I don't even know what the teams are really that we can get into a group. We talked about it, we cannot get from part one all the big names from Europe.
Yeah.
That's not possible.
We can't.
We can't.
Okay. And I think that's a good thing, really.
That's a good thing, yes.
Yeah.
You don't want to play Real Madrid in
Yeah,
the
we
group.
play them enough in the Champions League. Yeah.
So there are interesting names. I mean, we have a Mexican club. They always bring passionate fans that should be interesting to play a team from South America or Central America, like Mexico.
Maybe if it's possible to play a team from Argentina also. River Plate or Boca Juniors would be cool.
Yeah.
A team from Asia.
Boca we can't, you said, right?
Boca we can.
No, because they're in pot 3, right? Am I right? I hope I am.
Yeah.
But we're probably going to meet them later on if we qualify for the...
But we're pot 2, right? Yeah.
We're on pot 2, exactly, and that's like entirely European teams. And the 4 teams in pot 1 from Europe, they will definitely play logically against another European team, but we will play against the 4 teams from Brazil or Argentina in pot 1. Safe. So they're not going to give us Bayern Munich. Or
So what's happening there? They have a key that unlocks something inside of the trophy, is that right? So he now has a key and
Maybe in there's a mini trophy to lift.
He's got gloves on.
Oh, it's moving now. Oh, that's cool.
wow. Wow.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool. Are you a Marvel fan?
Surprises.
Not
Is that one?
really,
I don't
but
know what
I
movie
know.
it is. Like Endgame, is it? Where they go to this planet?
I know what you mean, but I'm not. Yeah.
Today.
It
And
reminds me
very
of that.
soon it will be taken to the world on the official FIFA Club World
is.
Cup
That would really
2025
look good
Trophy Tour. Now it
at our
starts in the middle of
headquarters.
January. The Trophy Tour will visit all 32
Someone's
teams
asking in the
from
comments,
playing
is this a trophy?
making
Yeah,
sure
it
that
is.
planets can
It's just a
share in the
supersized trophy.
excitement
Now
of
it
this
really looks cool. I mean, just
events, and
as
it'll
a
be
simple
wonderful
medal or
for
plate,
all the
it
fans around the
okay,
world
it's
to
a
see
big round thing.
the
But
trophy
this
for themselves,
is
won't
something
it?
else.
But they're going to be included.
Is the bottom part of it?
This is
Yeah, right.
what it represents. We start with a trophy tour on the
The
16th
dark part, I
of
think.
January in New York at Tiffany's, and then from there we'll travel all over the
I love
world
that,
with 32 teams so that the
A lot
fans
of
can
writing in
see
the
it.
middle.
Yeah, they got the 211 members in it.
More than
FIFA.
that, the
Yeah,
universe,
exactly.
all the stratospheres of football, all these emotions that football gives. to
And somewhere
people,
there's
makes them laugh.
the poetic
Just
phrase.
imagine if you lift it and this, it will turn,
Yeah.
it will squeeze your fingers.
Exactly
Yeah.
what this is about.
And
So
I'm
this
just
trophy
wondering
will
where are
come
they
to
going
see
to
all
actually
over
put
the
the
world.
winners?
And the
Like,
first
is there
team
any...
that
Maybe on the
anything
bottom
left?
part.
Yeah,
Maybe down at the bottom on
Okay,
the,
yeah.
you know.
How often does this tournament take?
Every 4 years,
Every 4
so...
years.
Right in MetLife Stadium in New York, New Jersey.
Okay, gentlemen.
There's a lot of football coming to the
Yeah.
US, huh?
Yeah, we just
this
talked
one
about it.
next
Exactly.
year, the World Cup.
That's what I was sort of talking about before. We gotta,
Yeah,
hopefully the next few years are really great for the US.
Here in Miami.
But it gets more popular, right?
Yeah, it's
Soccer.
definitely growing. It's definitely growing. We've had some success with the national team, and also players playing in Europe that are doing pretty well in their respective teams. So
I think also the league is more competitive than it used to be. Because when I think of my time, so like, let's say 10 years ago or even longer, it was basically like don't get me wrong, but more or less like a retirement home for European former players. Players. And but it's shifting.
No,
they want more
sure.
and more competitive and younger players to come over, not just those that had a career already, but those who want to take their career elsewhere. So, and I think that's a good thing.
yeah, of course, there's obviously still some of those players that enjoy their time in America at the end of their career and go there for a few years, like Marco.
Yeah, Marco or
obviously
Messi.
we know Messi also. There's also still just general talent there that's coming and very intrigued in the league, and it's obviously still has some ways to go, but it's definitely in the right track, in the right direction, and
business-wise also, I mean, I don't know, a year or two ago, it was the fastest growing sports market in the world, like really growing and growing. So many people were investing in that and taking part in it, and all these huge other US sports stars from other sport brands or branches were investing in teams and buying teams and shares of teams. So that was good to see that everyone wants a piece of it. You know?
Messi's really also brought a lot of eyes.
And Zlatan before him and all these guys,
Thank you, Sam.
Also the same with women's. The women's game is still really growing. They're obviously one of the best teams in the world. So
32 clubs.
Yeah, and creating real stars.
At
I
FIFA
think that's a thing.
2025.
These are all the teams.
The clubs have been divided into 4 pots of 8 teams each.
Have a
And
little
each
more
club
volume.
is ranked within their
We learned a bit along the way as well.
performance in their premier continental club competition over the past 4 years. Pot 1 is composed of the top 4 ranked UEFA clubs and the top 4 CONMEBOL clubs. They will be drawn first. Pot 2 is composed of the UEFA clubs ranked 5 to 12.
Yeah, that's us.
Pot 3 is composed of the top 2 teams from AFC. The top 2 teams.
What are we ranked in UEFA?
The top 2 teams.
What are we, 7th or something, 8th?
I don't know about that, but we're definitely second in Pot 2 here.
Pot 4 is composed
Second
of
ranked
teams
team.
Second ranked, yeah. So 6.
AFC,
6 from 5 to 12.
CONCACAF, as well as the qualifiers.
Yeah, but then again, it's not the
It's
clubs
not
there are not representing the UEFA ranking. Like for example, Arsenal is not in it because you only get 2 teams from England, and City and Chelsea won the Champions League in the
There will
time.
be multiple constraints in the draw, which will impact what group a team is placed in. Teams from the same confederation cannot be drawn into the same group, apart from the UEFA clubs, who are represented by 12 teams at FIFA Club World Cup 2025. So 4 groups will contain 2 UEFA clubs. Teams from the same country cannot be drawn into the same group. All teams drawn from Pot 1 will automatically be allocated to position 1 of the group they're drawn into. Teams from
What
Pot
are
2
the
will
gold?
be drawn as follows.
What are the 2 gold
UEFA teams
teams in 4?
will be drawn into groups.
Probably the
The
American
US
teams.
teams.
Yeah.
CONMEBOL teams. UEFA teams ranked 9 to 12 will be paired in groups with the top 4 ranked UEFA teams. As the teams from the host country, and for scheduling purposes,
Who thought of this?
yeah,
This is so complex.
Like rocket science.
Just let me play football.
Group A and Group B, respectively. As a result, teams drawn into Group A and Group B will automatically take the position corresponding to the team pot from which they are drawn. In the interest of ensuring a competitive balance and geographical diversity, teams from Pot 1 will be drawn into 2 separate pathways to the final. Pathway 1 will consist of the winners of Groups A, C, E,
Yeah, that's like the old Champions League format.
That's pretty normal,
and the
yeah.
round of 16 with the runners-up of groups B, D, F, and H. Pathway 2 is a mirror image. The winners of groups B, D, F, and H are paired with the runners-up of groups A, C, E, and G. The first true club world
Gio,
champion.
do you think we should be able to get that round of 16?
Round of 16?
Yeah, to be one of the top 2 teams in our group.
Yeah, I think it'd be a disappointment, obviously, if we don't make it out.
Well, we don't know the group yet, but
yeah, you
it
don't
should
know,
be
but
possible.
I'm just solely basing it off of us and who we are and what we've done. Obviously, Champions League finalists last year. We should definitely have goals to go very far in a tournament like this.
Yeah, this year Champions League also looks quite decent, I'd say.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Where is this taking place?
Miami.
Okay.
Last weekend, and Carsten Palmer over there. We're hoping to get Carsten live in the stream if he can manage.
I could have been a field reporter for you. I'm really hoping you send me over there. I have to go on Saturday anyway, so.
To Miami?
No, to Pittsburgh.
Please put your hands together for our other.
Still overseas, you know.
Romero Brito.
Every time I see Alessandro Del Piero, he's giving me a hard time because I'm thinking of the 1997 final, Dortmund against Juve. He came on, he immediately scored, and you thought, like, oh my God, what is he going to do? And then last scored the third one, and
You have really brought the glamour. Are you all excited?
Yes.
How do you feel, Adriana?
I can't wait to see all the clubs, and good luck to all of them. We are making history here today. Exactly. And I have a lot of power. I like that.
Yeah. That's great.
Is our stream, do they hear what we are hearing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before we can start, the clubs will be drawn here, but we also need to find out which position they will take in there.
the desk looks a bit like he's commanding a starship or something.
Another glimpse of this wonderful city. So let's head to our downtown Miami studio where Ana Jorka and Andres Canto are waiting to welcome us all. Hello, guys.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Bienvenue. What a privilege this is. And as you
And
can
this
see,
is for
any
the
fan who comes to Miami
cities where
for
they
this
play.
tournament is going to be in.
What's the difference between these people and the people in shore?
Yeah, actually, I
We didn't
have
hear
no
it.
clue at the
I
moment.
can tell you, we cannot wait to welcome the world for this huge global club competition.
Because they have more
But
pots,
we've got
right?
an
Yeah,
important
but she said these are the people that are
You heard some clubs
drawing
automatically go
not
into
the
a group
city. I think
and will have an
the
automatic
like
position.
where in the
Where they're playing.
lineup they
Okay,
are.
okay.
They're situated.
Who's going to play when?
Exactly,
Yeah.
and it's a busy studio here, as you can tell. We're gonna start the party.
It is. We have 8 very special guests to help us. Mr. Arsene Wenger, Yuri Yorkaev, Yuri Huzin Karga. Thank you for being here. My friend La Fiera, Maxi Rodriguez. And my partner.
Yeah, your partner in crime.
Yes, Manuel Bernardo Sol.
Manu Sol. We also have, of course, Isabela Echeverri, and we needed that Miami flavor, so I brought some friends. Carlota Bismanos, Premier League en Español host here in the United States, and Miss 305 herself, Vikina. Bring the Miami party.
So that's Pitbull's wife? Is it Mr. 305?
I don't know. They're having a good time though.
Did I miss something?
Day drinking? Is it already that time of day? Somewhere is always 1 o'clock, huh?
Arsene Wenger has left the room.
Yeah, Arsene Wenger.
Oh my goodness. Arsene Wenger learning how
I
to
never
dance.
thought I'd see him do
Wow.
it. He's the most serious guy I've ever seen.
Now we've really seen it all.
Sam, Alessandro.
I never thought I'd actually see Artem Beck in that.
Get better.
Absolutely amazing. Right, so all of you guys are ready. We're getting ready.
She didn't expect that as well.
Yes, the first stop, let's...
More water, yeah, sure.
In pot 1, 8 famous...
Oh no, not that one. This one.
Yep. So...
Okay. So just for everyone who probably joined the stream a little later, there are 4 European teams in pot 1. We're not going to play against any of them. We're going to play against one of the 4 teams from Argentina or Brazil.
Why is that? So like...
No, it's just like they didn't want... as I said, they had 4 European teams to play against another 4 European teams from pot 1, and they just wanted to have this sort of stronger teams, not to just meet in the group. And we're one of the 4 stronger teams in pot 2.
Are there any leagues involved with a totally different schedule, like so they're in mid-season?
Oh, that's a good question, but I don't think
MLS
so.
is.
Like
MLS is?
MLS is, yeah.
So that's at least giving them a little bit of...
Oh yeah, sure, because they're just
MLS
about
is,
to have the final.
Mexico, I'm pretty sure Mexico is the same. I don't know though, but I know MLS is. The final is this weekend on Saturday.
Yeah, maybe Asia as well, right? They have a different schedule, like
probably,
the European teams. So that gives them a little bit, not, I wouldn't say advantage maybe, but
The same applies to
it helps them a little.
Yeah.
Ball 3 and 4. The draw, the first ball.
Because to be honest, this will be the beginning of pre-season,
Ladies and gentlemen,
basically, or it's in the middle of off time.
I'm not really sure if it's considered the beginning of next season or the end of
Yeah,
this
but it's
season.
really in the middle because if you imagine our season, the German season ends in end of May, mid-end of May. And then, depending on which competition you're still in, which is only Champions League for us possible, would be end or beginning of June.
Yeah.
So then there's 2 weeks off, and then this takes place.
Yeah.
And after that, there's maybe 2.5 weeks or 3 until the Bundesliga starts again.
Yeah.
Or the Cup is 2 weeks after that, I think.
2? I thought like 3 or 4.
I think it's a bit more. July,
is it?
I think July 14 is the final.
But
it is in basically the time when you would start pre-season, right?
Yeah, normally. Yeah, I mean, who knows really with this schedule? It could obviously going to change a lot, but who knows when we'll come back now.
Everything is a little earlier because of the World Cup next year.
Yeah.
That's why everything starts a little earlier than.
I sort of had to look at all this schedule because of my wedding next summer. So I've had to sort of. That's why I'm sort of spot on with these dates because I had to figure out when it would work for everyone.
So, Palmeiras.
Here we go.
As the Palmeiras have
But it will be in the US, probably.
Yeah, in the US.
Yeah,
so right after
should
here.
we stay
exactly.
as long as possible
as
in
long
the tournament?
As possible. As long as possible. Yeah.
Okay.
End with a trophy and then straight into the wedding would be nice.
With the trophy.
Yeah.
But honeymoon will be short then, because Nuri will get you
yeah, exactly.
back here.
I'm not sure.
Do you invite the whole team?
Not the whole team, but
I'm just straight from the...
a bunch of guys, yeah.
So Gloria now is everything on you, and it's time to draw the second club from pot 1.
Give it a little stir first.
Yes.
Nothing up my sleeve.
Wait, is this Gloria Estefan? Did he say Gloria?
I think
because she kind of looks like Gloria Estefan.
The thing is,
but I haven't seen her for 30 years or something.
We asked for names, but we didn't get any.
Is an actress?
Or
singer.
Famous singer.
I've never heard.
Her songs are still coming up in every...
Can you sing one?
No.
Probably a better answer.
But no, you all know the songs because they still come on the radio every now and then.
Probably.
Because she really had like big hits. It's her?
Yeah.
What's the name of her biggest hit? It probably comes up right away. No. Huh? Conga. Do that conga beat.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Still lost.
Yeah.
Do we have to start dancing as well?
Like Arsene Wenger. This is what Arsene Wenger was doing. Yeah, that's it. It still comes on.
Yeah.
All the time.
That one's every party. Yeah.
Even your generation knows
Yeah,
it still.
exactly.
Four-time South American champions, and a nickname that stuck to this day.
So now that River Plate has been drawn, do we have, well, Ovo already said he wants Flamengo, but do we have a favorite from these big shots in Brazil?
A favorite who we get?
Yeah, we can only remind like the South American teams.
It could be Flamengo, Palmeiras, River Plate, or Fluminense.
I would like to play River Plate.
River Plate, yeah.
I think it'd be cool to play River Plate, yeah.
Again.
Yeah, it's River Plate or Flamengo.
Yeah, for me also, those two.
Yes.
Okay.
I know.
Out and
She loves that one.
She loves it, right?
Fluminense FC. The Brazilian Giants were founded in 1902, but fans had to wait over 120 years until 2023 to finally see their club champions of South America.
CONMEBOL seed 3 and 4 need to be in opposite brackets. This is one of the two constraints. The other one is applied to the other teams yet to draw. So Fluminense, we will join Group F in position F1. And now we go, Gloria, again.
Maybe, yeah, there it is. Did you ask our fans what they think or what they want?
Yeah, I just had a look. I just had a look at it, and not a lot came up. Basically, it's people celebrating you entering the room.
Simultaneously hold the
I'll just have another look.
FA Cup, UEFA Champions League, UEFA Super Cup, and the FIFA Club World titles in 2023.
We have constraint as well on this draw. Yes, UEFA Seed 1 and CONMEBOL Seed 2 need to be in a different quarters, and UEFA Seed 1 and 4 need to be in a different quarters as well. So Manchester City will join Group G in position G1.
You're refreshing.
Gloria, again, to you.
one hand.
Yeah.
The balls, they look a bit odd, right? I mean, they should have the logo on it. Like Champions League, they have at least
looks like a snowball.
Yeah.
CR Flamengo.
The three-time South American champions played their home games in Rio de Janeiro, one famous
Rio de
Maracanã,
Janeiro.
which has staged 2 FIFA World Cup finals.
As I said, Gio, I would have liked this to be a true worldwide tournament. Like, just imagine you have to play
That
Auckland,
traveling
and
would have
you
been
travel
crazy.
to
Yeah.
Auckland and stuff.
You go to Japan and then Brazil, and yeah, that'd be crazy.
Second last for you, Gloria.
And this isn't going to be in America every time, or is it?
Yeah.
It's going to be in America every single
Yeah. All the venues are in.
No,
but in 2029.
Oh, you mean the next one? Oh, wow, that's an interesting question.
Yeah,
Is
sorry, I was just
it
reading comments.
already known where the next FIFA World, the Club World Cup is?
Normally with the World Cup,
2026.
International
And then
World
after that, it's 30.
Not the World Cup, the FIFA World Cup, the Club World Cup, like this
The Club
tournament.
The Club World Cup
the
will
next one in
probably
20.
always
be in America?
in this. In the host nation of the World Cup. So it's going to be 1 year prior to the
So
actual
like the
World Cup.
Confederations Cup
exactly.
was earlier.
Brackets,
Yeah.
Real Madrid will
Oh,
be
okay.
in position H1 in Group H.
I think it's also an advantage for the host nation because you can already have sort of a run, like all the logistics. Does it actually work?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Of course, get a feel for the venues and stuff, maybe. Yeah.
Bayern means Bavarian German.
But shouldn't it then be Canada, US, and Mexico for the Club
That's
World
true.
Cup as well? Because it's those 3 countries next year.
Who knows?
And 2 FIFA Club World
Yeah.
Cups.
So obviously we have no constraint for Bayern Munich that will take place
So,
in the last
hot tubes coming.
Exactly. There are questions coming in from Gio, but for Gio, but I'll
That
probably
concludes
just
the draw from
have a
Pot
look
One.
at
Thank you very much, Gloria.
the upcoming minutes because that is going to be really interesting to find out.
Drum rolls, please.
We're going to be in Group A, D, E, or
Yes,
F.
there is the remaining 8 European clubs who are about to find out who they will play in the group stage.
They are in it because of that goal.
And there?
We're in it because we're the coolest ones. It's like some of the clubs, including us, obviously qualified through the ranking. You know. Same applies to Porto and Atletico, who are actually stronger than FC Barcelona during that time in the Champions League. I had to look it up again, but Barca didn't do that well in the Champions League in those years, so Atletico is stronger.
What is this based off? The last 4 years? 3 years?
I think 3 years, from 21 to 23, if I'm not mistaken. Because you got, at least in Europe, you got 3 direct qualified Champions League winners, and that's Chelsea, Real Madrid, and City. Yeah.
Ivanka, Theo, Gloria did a phenomenal job on pot 1. Now Teofilo, I'm sure you will do the same. Please draw the first club from pot 2.
So BVB right away. Be nice if we would take the other hand then. I'm not sure this one.
FC Porto.
The Dragons were the first official champions of Portugal all the way back in 1922, the same year one of their players, Simplicio, created the club badge.
We have no constraint for FC Porto that will join Palmeiras in Group A. Let's go to Andres and Anna to confirm their position with drawing the blue ball, please.
Yes, okay, so now the party starts. So please, Maxi, hacenos el favor.
So they're just basically...
La bola
what group?
Azul. Blue ball, please.
But why blue? That's not a draw, that's like, you know?
Yeah.
That's like telling them.
Yeah.
I don't get it. A2.
Palmeiras opens their participation in the FIFA Club World Cup against FC Porto de Dragões, with a rich Portugal history, and of course there's a rich history between Portuguese and Brazilian football. Well, an opening match for Group A. Ale, back to you.
Yes. Please, Teofilo, go ahead.
Italian man in an Italian suit.
You really have to do it every time.
I don't know. They probably tested that.
It almost makes it look more suspicious when they do it every time.
Chelsea.
Chelsea FC.
The English club that amassed an impressive haul of more than 20 major trophies since the turn of the millennium, including the 2021 FIFA Club World Cup.
We have a huge constraint here. A lot of going on. So
all the constraints. All the constraints.
2 UEFA seed 1 and 8 can be in the same group, Paris Saint-Germain and Chelsea, and 2 UEFA seed 1 and 8 can be in the same group, FC Bayern and Munich and Chelsea as well. So we're gonna skip Group B and C, and Chelsea is gonna be in Group D. To find out their position, we go back to Ana Andres.
Grazie, Alessandro, and what fitting honor that
I do
Chelsea
not
will
really
be
understand why they couldn't be.
Because number 1 and 2 UEFA ranking can be in the same group, and 1 and 8. And 8 is Bayern.
Yeah, sure, but they could be in Group E as well, isn't it?
No, they just
but they take the next.
They act like it's
So they skip whatever and take the first one available.
Yeah.
So we really only have River Plate and...
Yes. So if we're next, we're River Plate.
They will play their opening match of this
Thanks for helping me out here.
No worries. Gotcha.
in the United States. Momentum is building. We're going back to the main studio.
So no revenge. Not yet.
No.
So Teofilo, you again, please go.
In the final oval, MetLife Stadium.
You think Flamengo is going to go to the final? That's a big call.
Oh, we did it afterwards.
Us going there is already a call.
It is late though.
Yes, this is us now. Come on.
Nah, not really.
Atlético de Madrid.
The 11-time Spanish champions have qualified for the UEFA Champions League in each of the last 12 seasons and originally wore blue and white, and switching to their now iconic red and white shirts in 1911.
We have not constrained this time with Atletico de Madrid that will join Paris Saint-Germain in Group B.
Lucky
to
for
confirm
us.
their position, we go back to Ana Andres to draw the blue ball.
Why you mean lucky for us?
Yeah, because we're still hoping for. I think we're all hoping
but
for River
we
Plate.
can't get Paris, and we can't get Bayern.
Yeah, we can't get them anyway, though, right?
So we're only with, and we can't get Madrid and we can't get City. So it's only Fluminense and River Plate for us.
Yeah, sure, but I was just hoping for River Plate.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. You know.
There we have it. Opening
I am now that you can't get
against
Flamengo.
Atletico de Madrid, two power
No, Flamengo no, but Fluminense.
playing each
Fluminense
other.
and River
Two
Plate.
strong European teams, yes, and would be very interesting because Atletico Madrid will certainly challenge Paris Saint-Germain. We have good traditions between Spanish football and French football. Is always very difficult.
¿Qué te parece, Max?
Complicado, pero es mi equipo, el Atlético, que lo va a hacer bien, con muchas ganas.
Complicated, but confidence that Atletico de Madrid will do a good job. Alessandro.
Definitely a huge game. Please, Teófilo, let's go ahead and pick the next team.
Stop. Police.
SL Benfica.
The two-time European champions were founded at the meeting held in a pharmacy in February 1904 in the Portuguese capital, Lisbon.
So we have no constraint for Benfica that we will join.
How did Salzburg get in? Off ranking
Group
or?
C.
They did in those 3 years. They did surprisingly well in the Champions League because honestly, I've asked myself the same thing, but they just did pretty well.
They did?
Yeah.
And by pretty well, you mean?
Yeah, it's just through the ranking. I mean, every time Arsene Wenger comes up, I'm thinking, why is Arsenal not there?
But through the ranking plus the teams that are not there, right?
The thing is, you got two teams from every country, and so then, there are two teams from Portugal, and so on and so forth, Italy, and then you have to go to another country, and in that case, from all the rest, Salzburg was the best one.
Okay, that makes sense. Clubs against each other.
Very interesting, we are so excited because the biggest club in Europe are here to show the power that we got, and Bayern and Benfica, it's a huge amazing.
We go on now, Ale.
Yes, and I move to Teófilo again to pick another team.
I'm not sure, but I think I played against that team.
Yeah.
And round of 16 Champions League with Werder Bremen back then.
Oh.
He came off the bench, I think.
So Inter is played, right?
Last year.
Yeah. So we have Fluminense.
The 2010 FIFA Club World Cup winners' iconic crest and distinctive blue and black colours were devised by the artist Giorgio Mugiani, who helped found the Italian club in 1908.
We have no constraint for Internazionale Milano, and they will join Group E with River Plate, but we need to find out in which position. So, Ana Andres, to you.
Bikina, this is a moment of truth. You said football unites the world, so.
We've had some cold weather this week in Miami, but the tension is bringing back the heat.
Yes.
Show your hand.
Atención, River.
E4?
E4, so Inter Milano is with River Plate. River Plate being represented by its president.
Though it is confusing at times, I like the fact that it's a physical draw and not like in the Champions League these days that you just hit a button and the computer sorts it out for you.
Yeah, but this, like the placing inside of the group, could be automatic.
Yes,
they tell her which ball to choose, or at least they did in a few occasions. They said take the blue one or take the white one. So then they can you know, just place it where.
Just for the sake of making it look old school, maybe.
But these are all same colored balls, so
I'm going to wish them
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, me neither.
And to wish them to reach the success in this tournament also.
Well, it's going to be exciting. An Argentinian team against an Italian, history in itself.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't get to find out where we're playing.
Yeah,
that's a bummer.
When will we find that out?
In a few days.
2 days. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, if we get Seattle, obviously it'll be everything will be in Seattle or LA. But if you get someone else than Seattle, then it's not really. You can't really say.
Borussia.
Or Miami.
Oh, there we go.
Dortmund.
The yellow and blacks reach the UEFA Champions League.
Miami's a host city. Yeah, it's the finals there.
Yeah. Is the first game is in Miami, and the final is in New York.
That's what I mean.
New York, Washington, Atlanta.
We have
Boston.
Orlando. It's got 2 venues in Orlando.
Is Boston or Philadelphia?
Seattle, Los Angeles. I think Philadelphia is in there.
Atlanta.
Atlanta, yeah. The Mercedes.
Is Charlotte?
Didn't see that.
Yeah, exactly. I got the biggest venues over here on top.
Miami. Yeah, Philadelphia. Charlotte. Here, Atlanta. LA, the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
F2.
F2.
So it is Fluminense. Founded in 1902, obviously their home ground is Maracanã. Fluminense qualified for the FIFA Club World Cup as winners of the 2023 Copa Libertadores. I think their most common known current player is Thiago Silva, and former players include Romario, Ronaldinho, Marcelo, or Deco.
Deco, Romario, okay.
No.
He would probably be around for that game.
Juventus FC.
Juventus means youth in Latin and was chosen as the name of their new club by the well-educated teenage schoolboys who founded it in Turin, Italy in November 1897. But you already knew that, didn't you?
Kind of, yeah. So we have no constraint. Juventus will join Manchester City in Group G. We need to know their position, so we go back to Ana Andres.
We need the Colombian flavor to draw that ball. Isabella.
Someone's asking what's the purpose of the position in the group. Well, we're gonna find out about the schedule. Obviously, they haven't revealed yet, like what game day 1 is going to be. Whether the first 2 teams are going to play against each other, and then 3 and 4, or if it's going to be position number 1 going to play number 4. So that's the thing that FIFA is going to tell us later, and that is why the position in the group is actually important.
So it's not automatically going to be 1 against 2, 3 against 4, and then cross?
No, they will exactly. I mean, obviously everyone's going to play everyone, but they haven't revealed yet when and how and what time kickoff is and what stadium. I mean, as we mentioned earlier, I mean, it's a big call. Say we're going to play at the West Coast. Times are going to be difficult for fans over here in Europe. If you play in LA, like when are you going to play for people to actually sit in front of the
depending on the weekday, probably.
Yeah. Hopefully summer helps a little bit, maybe also.
And that's the thing. Like then you have the East Coast and probably a lot more options in terms of kickoff times. And then you got loads. You got like 10 venues to play in, and then you're gonna decide like if you want to have one of the let's say Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta.
But then again, there will be teams who have to travel side to side, right? Because
no, I don't think.
Are you sure? Because there are only 2 venues on the West Coast.
I think they're going to provide as little travel time as possible, and I think their hope is that you say have 2 groups that are on the west coast. I think that's what they're hoping for, and the rest is going to be rather in
Group H for Salzburg.
It's also going to be interesting for us because I don't think we have a home base yet.
No,
they're still looking
how
for
could
it.
we?
Yeah.
We don't know
Yeah,
what
but
side
you're looking
we
at
are.
options at the moment.
Options, true, but you don't know which side of the continent you're playing, so
exactly.
you can't just go in the middle and then travel away. So it's too big of a country.
You should have a word in that.
I've actually spoke to a few of them, just briefly, and they've thrown out a few options, and we're still sort of, I mean, obviously this matters more than anything right now. We don't want to pick a place in Florida and then have to play in LA. But
maybe at your family's house.
Yeah, maybe.
Between the powerhouse of this tournament.
It's always a pleasure to play against a big team as a Madrid. You don't have to have fear. You're always playing and do your best. But very interesting group.
Back to you, Alessandro. Now we have 2 pots concluded.
Exactly. We conclude the draw for pot 2. Sam?
Yeah, that was great. Thank you, Theo. Wonderful job. I suppose it's the perfect time for the halfway point. So the draw in the draw, so it feels right to have.
I think Salzburg will find it interesting to travel to the US to play against Real Madrid.
Definitely find that. These are the 11 host cities for the FIFA
I mean, you the
Club
city.
World Cup 2025.
Why does she say 11 host city? Or maybe there are 2 venues in the same city?
Exactly, in Orlando. You got 2 venues in Orlando, yeah.
Which one do you think is the best venue? Do you know all of them? Probably a few.
Like, for my preference or actual best stadium? I mean, I'd love to play in New York.
MetLife?
MetLife, yeah. Would be great.
Atlanta has a huge football following.
Yeah, it does. We played there with the national team this summer. We had a great crowd.
Nashville.
Also, really nice stadium.
Yeah.
So I'll see you next summer.
Charlotte also is a nice city.
We played there, right?
Yeah. No, I wasn't there yet. No, I came there.
Yeah, I played.
Orlando would be hot.
Yeah, humid.
Yeah, we played in that.
Heat is not the problem. Humidity is what's
down
killing
there.
us Europeans.
Yeah.
We're not used to humidity.
We also played down there in the summer. Washington D.C. would be nice. We also played down there this summer.
FIFA Club World Cup. Are you kidding me? I'll see you there.
Cincinnati. Are these stadiums like random?
Absolutely. 305. Let's go.
Infantino is mingling with all these, all these celebrities.
The FIFA Club World Cup final will be happening right here in New York, New Jersey.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool to play there. I think I'd have to ask Arne for a few extra tickets to that game.
I think it will be.
I think we find a way.
FIFA determined that all stadia need to have 100% natural lawn.
Grass?
Yes, it was grass.
Wasn't Seattle?
Yeah, but they'll change it.
Yeah.
Like with the national team, we always play on, because we often play in big American football stadiums, and they always change it to grass for us.
Really?
Okay,
Yeah,
wow.
always.
Okay.
For Copa America, they did it, and we played in Atlanta and Dallas. They changed it. Also many other times.
You know what I heard about Al Hilal, for example? Like there's this new transfer window.
Yeah, 10 days
summer,
before.
10 days
right
before this cup. And they're actually trying to transfer Cristiano Ronaldo from his team, which is not taking part in the tournament, to Al Hilal for the tournament.
So they can
and
have
then
Messi
back
and
maybe.
Ronaldo.
So you can have Messi and Ronaldo at the tournament.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy. But, you know,
You heard it first here. It's just a rumor.
It's just a rumor.
Yeah.
It's just a rumor, but you heard it here first.
If that happens, that would be something else.
Press conference, he would probably say something like, I always wanted to play for this club.
So now we can't get a Brazilian team, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Botafogo and Boca Juniors are not for us. All the others are.
But Boca Juniors is in Argentina, though.
Yeah.
We can't put.
It's the same. It's the same area, the same confederation.
So we can have the Arabic teams like Al Hilal.
Everyone but the bottom two. So the Mexican teams, no worries.
Ali is.
Ali is Egyptian.
Egyptian.
Yeah.
Is that where Tony Modeste is?
Is he?
No,
Did
he
just-
was where he was probably.
He's
Yeah.
not there.
I'll just double check.
Why
What do you mean he was? He just,
think
he's
what-
now.
I think.
No, Schalke wanted to sign him, so I
wanted-
think. Yeah.
I saw it.
Oh, we laugh. We tend to forget that. But I saw him a few weeks ago, and he's still without a club. So yeah.
Okay.
Why died AC is
What is
from where?
Wydad AC?
They're the guys from Casablanca, right? From Morocco. And our social media guys are totally into them because they said they had the best following. Crazy fans, huge on social media, so they are hoping for them.
Ulsan is Iran.
Anna?
Where is Ulsan?
Oh, hold on. I think it's Korea.
Ulsan?
Ulsan? That doesn't sound like.
No, hold on. It is, yeah.
Is it Korea?
Ulsan HDFC, founded in 1983 from Korea.
Korea? Or South
Former
Korea?
manager Bum Kun Cha. Former player Joho Park.
Oh.
Former BVB player, 2017-21.
B3.
We have a confirmation, Botafogo, El Glorioso, that crowned themselves.
This guy's a legend in America.
Yeah, I think they're probably having tequila shots. You know?
Yeah,
in the
they're
breaks.
excited.
They always like that.
Yeah.
There's a guy coming in with a trumpet, and they're having tequila shots for sure.
And
And
dance.
dancing. Arsene Wenger's doing the
He's the
rubber.
commentator for every game the Mexican national team plays.
Yeah?
Why?
The guy
I don't know his
in the
name, but yeah, the guy who's hosting it. Or
Lo va a querer seguir demostrando en el Mundial de Clubes de llegar a lo más
He,
importante.
yeah, in the middle in the blue suit next to the lady in the blue suit. Yeah, he has like an iconic. He's the guy who says goal like when they score for like
Okay.
3 minutes.
That's him. Yeah.
Okay. It's like the Nobby Dickel of.
Yeah. Yeah.
We already have out all the Brazilian teams, so please go ahead to pick the second team.
So Gio, I mean, what about a Mexican team? I mean, they're obviously going to bring a lot of supporters, so it's gonna be tough off the pitch, I guess, you know, inside the venue. But would that be something like a Mexican playing against?
Yeah, I think obviously it's obviously a bordering country to the U.S., so there's a lot of similarities in terms of league and playing style. And also I played against a bunch of those guys from those two teams also. So, not as familiar as the other two teams, but it's still, yeah, we feel a little bit also like home playing against a Mexican team.
Okay.
Almost, yeah. And fans, yeah, like you said,
it's good to have.
Yeah, when we play a home game in the U.S. against Mexico, it can sometimes feel like an away game. Yeah. We're getting there, but definitely in the years past, it's felt like an away game at times.
Egypt, who's in a historic club from Egypt. They're dancing now in Cairo that they know that they will play and wait until they know who they play.
Probably
as a
Mo Zidane is in Egyptian television at the moment and doing something for him.
Is he a pundit or expert?
He's a pundit in Egypt and in the Arabic region. He travels to Dubai a lot for TV shows for Champions League and stuff. So, but he lives in Cairo. So, and I remember I was visiting him.
Yeah, I was just thinking. I saw you on Instagram.
I was in Cairo in October for 2 weeks visiting him, and he had to do some TV stuff from Cairo for an Al Ali game actually. So,
okay.
Yeah.
How did Ulsan qualify? They won.
Hold on, I'll just figure it out.
Who won the Asian Champions League?
Ulsan earned their place in the World Cup via the AFC ranking pathway. So they were pretty good in the AFC Champions League between 21 and 24.
Who won the Champions League in Asia?
In Asia? I can tell you that Urawa Red Diamonds, they did it in 22, and that's why they're qualified. Who else is from that area? Let's have a look.
Their first game. So, Ana, Andres, let us know, please.
IFC, Champions League.
Respira profundo. We inhale.
Al Ain. Al Ain. Was it Kuwait or Saudi or
UAE maybe? Qatar?
Abu Dhabi? Yeah.
Yeah, from Abu Dhabi, yeah.
Oh. He's having a tough time. He struggled to open the ball.
Okay.
Made it.
Big club and big game. C3.
C3, Boca will open against Benfica. Will also play Bayern.
But they sell it as like it's clear that 3 is playing 4. He always says, so Boca is playing Benfica. That's first, so.
Okay. I read through numerous emails. Maybe they did confirm that later, but in the first emails, they said they're gonna wait for the draw
but this
first.
is the whole point of this drawing. The second drawing is the whole point is to find out what the matchups will be.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just like I did not know, and well, I didn't read it, that it says, okay, team 1 is going to play team 2 on game day 1, and 3 is going to play 4 on game day 1. If it is the case, so be it. I mean, at the end of the day, we're still not going to know tonight the venues and the kickoff times and the actual dates.
I really had a big crush on Adriana Lima, like years ago. Yeah.
She used to be a model, right?
Yeah, she was one of the original Victoria's Secret angels.
LFC in the 2023 CONCACAF Champions Cup final that secured not only Club Leon's first continental crown, but also the Mexican side's place at the tournament.
I think
So we have no constraint for Club Leon that will join Group D, Flamengo and Chelsea.
CONCACAF
And which
Champions League.
one of these
I
two
think 2
teams are
years
going to
ago.
play their first game, Ana and Andres?
Or was it last year?
Please, mister.
Because they're a big club, but they're not as big as, you know, Club America or Chivas or a few of the others that aren't in here. Tigres is in here.
Yeah.
Is Tigres in here?
They won the Champions League in 2023 against Los Angeles FC, winning first leg 2-1 at home, and then securing the trophy for the very first time with a 1-0 win in California, and that's why they qualified. It's their only international title to date. And what people from Mexico told us is that they actually do not have a very big budget, and being part of this Club World Cup is really wicked for them. Like 2023 has been an absolutely exceptional year for the club.
Yeah, it's sort of what I was saying before.
And a very solid youth academy, I was told. Like they really very much rely on their youth academy.
That I'm not too sure, but I know just in terms of the top, I don't know, 5 or 6 traditional clubs in Mexico, they're typically not up there.
Are there other Mexican clubs in there? Then Monterrey and Leon?
Pachuca's in there, right?
Yeah, exactly, they're in there.
Tigres?
And Monterrey and Pachuca.
And what?
Pachuca. Yeah.
Pachuca.
Or the striped ones in reference to the Mexican club's traditional navy blue and white striped shirt.
What are you hoping for?
There's no constraint for Monterrey that will join River Plate and Internazionale Milano in Group E.
So
it can still be Casablanca. You can't see him, he's not in the frame, but Timo from our social media team, he's very much rooting for Wydad. Wydad. I actually looked it up on YouTube how to pronounce that.
Wydad.
Mind if I do?
Casablanca. Wait.
E3?
E3, Monterrey
Don't have a
will
big
play
following.
Inter Milano in the first match. A nice storyline in this group is that Monterrey is now coached by Martin De Michelis, whose previous club and first job as the first team coach was with Club Atlético River Plate, where obviously
Lucas Ocampos
he
plays there, former FC Sevilla player, 2 times EuroLeague winner.
Yeah, they have a good team.
I understand they also have a beautiful stadium. It is one of the World Cup stadiums.
It is. It's in.
River and Inter
There's a picture with the mountain behind. It's really.
Interesting.
I've never played there, but I've just seen pictures.
Oh, and manager is Martin Demichelis.
Yeah, they just said that.
Oh, okay.
Of Monterrey?
Yeah.
But didn't they say he was at River Plate before, or was somewhere else? Wasn't he in Argentina? He was with a big, because I remember him on the sideline with a very big game in Argentina, like the competitive game for, I think, for the championship, and there were fights breaking loose, and he was on the sideline watching.
Okay.
So I think he was with a different team before.
Oh, Ulsan.
This is who we get.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's have a look if I find it. It's too much paperwork here, seriously. Korea it is, founded in 1983.
Ulsan will join Fluminense and Borussia Dortmund.
They earned their place in the Club World Cup through the ranking.
He was with River Plate 1 year,
Yeah?
So he's now
Moroccan
playing against his former club.
So it's basically in that 4-year period, 2021 to 2024 in the AFC Champions League. They were in the semi-final twice, and that basically made them qualify for that. So, what are we doing with the Korean team? It's a bit of a surprise, huh? I don't think we've ever.
But yet again, I didn't really know all the 32 teams available, so
Yeah,
there might be one more surprise in there.
But I think that's one part of the world where we actually never showed up, Korea. So that's totally new for us.
My second national team match was in South Korea, actually.
Okay.
But in Busan. I don't know where Ulsan is. Is that a city, or is there, or are they from Busan or Seoul or something? But other than that, I was never in South Korea. Never been.
Wydad AC.
The 2022 African
So, but so far the group is, I mean, we don't know about Busan, we don't really know about Fluminense probably, but
We have no constraint also for Wydad that will join
we should be
Juventus and Manchester City.
ambitious enough to say.
Yeah, to get a.
Coming to you,
Get
Ana,
on
and
9
let's
points,
find out
yeah.
on which position.
Yes, Isabela, por favor. Yes, what a group. Great opportunity for the African champions.
So they're guaranteed to be in Group G, right? So I don't really understand why
The order matters, I think.
why the order.
Yeah.
Especially
Seems
if
like
it's
it's
not sure who
just-
plays who, like you said, Christoph. You know?
Seems like it's taking a lot of time.
Yeah.
That's really what it
It
seems like.
is.
fervent fan base of Morocco, of Africa, of world football, whose in is going to
But if I'm not mistaken, I mean, I've been wrong many times tonight, so I think they said that Miami and Seattle will be in Group A and B, because those 2 spots are still free, and that'll mean that we're definitely going to play.
But weren't there those golden patches earlier?
Yeah.
They didn't go to A and B.
No, they didn't.
They went to, I think it was E and something else. I'm not sure, but not A and B.
Okay, well,
They went elsewhere.
That's not the first time I'm wrong tonight.
Last group, Adriana, please.
Anyone needs water? Do
Yeah,
we?
I have the
And
bottle
is the
here.
bottle empty?
Where is it? It's it. No. It's
Okay, cool.
surprise.
Which means crescent moon in Arabic, has won a record for Asian
So now imagine they play in a group with Real Madrid, and now imagine really the move of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, that's
to
what I was just thinking of. Yeah, that'd be crazy.
That would be so crazy.
Al-Hilal will join the Real Madrid and Salzburg in the last group available, in Group H. Let's find out in which position with you, Ana Andres.
Manuel, otra vez, te está viendo mal Carlota porque es una huge diehard Real Madrid fan, so...
No, it's not boring. I'm just overworked.
So guys, maybe if you want to put something in the comments, tell us your favorites from the last pot, from pot 4. So there's someone here asking, well, I don't think you ever have Saturdays off, but if you have a Saturday off, what would you usually do?
A Saturday off? Like you said, I never really have a Saturday.
You guys usually have a Monday off.
Yeah.
So what do you do on a Monday?
A Monday off?
More than
definitely
one,
sleep, because it's typically
actually, everyone is
2 days after a game. It's probably pretty important to sleep in, and maybe if Nuri's generous enough to give us 2 days off, then extra sleep, which is always nice. But yeah, just me and my fiance or whoever's here, just in the winter. It's pretty cold right now, so not really doing much. Maybe watch a few movies. The Christmas time, the holidays are coming up, so we're starting to get into full swing of trying to watch all the Christmas movies. And then
watching Christmas movies. Are your team Home Alone or not?
Yeah, of course. I feel like everyone has to be team Home Alone. The people not like Home Alone, I feel like it's, for me, between Elf and Home Alone are probably the my two favorites.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, just hang low. Maybe sometimes I'm actually very, very good friends with Joe Scally, who we play this weekend.
Okay.
Bush and Gladbach. He's one of my best friends, so I've played with him since I was probably 10 or 11. And then if our free days line up, then sometimes we spend some time together. Not this week, not leading up to this game this week, but
tell him Jamie's going to give him a hard time.
Yeah, I hope so. But yeah, not much. Eat some good food and just lay low. It's a recovery day, also part of it. So.
Talking about food, because I just interviewed Jamie in the other room next door a few days ago, and he said that nutrition has become so important, and that he's usually really relying on a chef at home. Any cooking skills in your house, or are you also choosing the chef?
I'm the same as him. I'm a chef, or my fiance.
Okay.
I'm one of those. I can maybe make some toast or a smoothie or some cereal. That's about as far as it goes. Sometimes I'm cutting potatoes or peeling, but in terms of the real important things, I'm not involved.
Okay.
No. I love to eat them. I'll say that.
Yes.
FIFA Club World Cup 2025 here in the United States. They will open the tournament in Miami on the 15th of June next year.
So they have to be Group A?
I'd say so.
Yeah, they go. Yeah.
So I don't really understand why they have to go and have this guy
We go back to you.
or whoever opens it.
Yeah, he's just going to confirm it now somehow. What we already know, yeah.
It takes a
Let's
bit
see
of
if it's really
the
deep.
drama out of it, though.
Didn't you say Tigris was in there, Christoph?
Say again?
Didn't you say Tigris from Mexico was in there? No?
No.
Okay, there was a misunderstanding.
Opening match.
It's only Pachuca.
Yeah.
That's a Mexican.
Inter Miami.
Now knows the future of Inter Miami. What a great story this team has been.
Who knows? Maybe they can
MLS.
get out of that group.
Is going to be the
Inter?
first match.
Maybe. You never know.
Palmeiras. You're talking about the MLS you played
With
here.
Messi, you never know.
It happened
Yeah.
20 years ago.
20 years ago.
And then they got so many former Barcelona players there.
Yeah.
Suarez.
Busquets, Jordi Alba.
Jordi Alba, yeah.
Now we are
They also just hired Mascherano as their coach.
Yeah?
Starting next season, he's the coach. Yeah. Tata Martino stepped down. And
very glad.
Will Messi continue?
Yes.
Players.
And your team is playing the final on Saturday.
That's going to be a beautiful match. So mark your calendar, because this is the new era of the Club World Cup. So Inter Miami is going to open the Club World Cup next June 15 of 2025 against Al Ahly.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
So they do play against.
Ahly, I think.
Go ahead.
So they do play against
Yeah.
Ali. So
Yeah.
Who is this?
Maybe Bruno Mars.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Nice
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I was thinking the same.
By the looks of things, I mean, must be related.
Oakland City FC.
The New Zealand side have won the OFC Champions League 12 times.
Are they going to get into Group B now?
Successive titles
They're
between
OFC,
2011
so there's an
and
Oceania
2017.
Champions League also.
We have a constraint.
Yeah, exactly. There's just
they're
one
not part
club
of Asia.
Because the group is reserved for
And I'm
Team
just going to have a
Seattle
look
Sanders.
at how they exactly
And we join
qualify.
Group C in position C2. But to confirm their position, we go back to you, Ana Andres.
So that's the only group they can be in?
No, they cannot be in Group B because the Group B is held for Seattle Sounders.
Do you think so?
No, it's what he said.
Oh, okay. So it is Group A.
So please, Yuri, confirm that.
I don't know why the yellow, the golden
Position of Auckland
things
AFC.
went somewhere else than earlier. He really has problems with these.
Yeah, that one must be tight.
All of his were. He was like.
Maybe he was a bit nervous.
Or he has
sweaty hands.
Sweaty hands or
Yeah.
creamed his hands before the show.
There you have it. Bayern Munich will open against Auckland City. They will get to play Boca Juniors and Benfica. The player that has worn the jersey of Auckland City the most in their history is Emiliano Tadeo.
So Gio, it doesn't exactly say the name of the competition, but Auckland City FC has featured more times on the global stage than any other club, with 11 appearances at the old FIFA Club World Cup. And in 12 years, they've won 10 continental titles. That's like a record that will never be eclipsed, probably. But I don't know if it's called Champions League.
Yeah. And it's only between, like, what countries are? Australia, obviously, New Zealand.
Yeah, New Zealand. Then you have Samoa. No, not Samoa. The Fijis and stuff. Those islands.
Comes from the name of the cafe in the
All these islands we don't know the names of. Where.
African champions were founded.
But don't New Zealand and Australia play in the same league? Or no?
I don't think so. That's a huge trouble. That's 5 hour minimal flight is 5 hours.
As we said before, in Group D,
Then again, I don't know it.
Yeah, we don't know.
Let's confirm their
Intercontinental travel for some away games. And there's 2 in New Zealand, maybe. It's Auckland and what's the other one? The other bigger city. But it's north. Auckland is north, right? And then there's one in the south.
Yeah, I can't think of it right now. This team is from Tunisia?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I think Mamelodi Sundowners is one of the coolest names, actually.
Mamelodi.
Are they from where?
South Africa.
I hope their campaign doesn't start like that, because they open against
They're all yellow, like their nickname is the Brazilians or the Yellow Nation. As long as they're not the Black and Yellow Nation, it's fine for me.
As I said before, they are dominated.
What did you say? South Africa?
Yeah.
Two other teams, so
Founded in 1970. And former managers were Christoph Bökamp and Johan Neeskens.
So that completes Group D. Espérance Sportive de Tunisie.
Magnifique.
Good. Magnifique. Alessandro.
Merci. My French is done. So Romero, please go ahead and select the next team.
Almost forgot.
It seems like they were told to do it.
Yeah.
Really, huh?
Or like someone is standing behind the camera and telling them all the time. Lift your arm.
But how is that going to change something?
No idea.
Sundowns FC.
The South African club pride themselves on their attacking style and are known as the Brazilians in reference to the team's colors.
We have a constraint here, as we said before. Group B is reserved for CONCACAF team Seattle Sounders, and Group E is constraint applied to other teams yet to be drawn.
Seattle Sounders.
Oh, we're getting them.
Oh, we're playing Mamelodi.
That's nice.
Nice.
Black and yellows against the Yellow Nation.
Why are they not in E?
Because he just said it's also the place is reserved for someone. Or
will be well represented.
Or is there another team from?
Yeah, that's why I was just wondering if there's another team, but it's not really, huh?
There's no African
like
team.
What, Monterrey? No, and River Plate? No.
Yeah, maybe because of the constellation. So if they put it there, and maybe some other team can't go into our group because of something, so they have to.
Good luck to one of the most historic teams of beautiful South Africa. They know their fate in this FIFA Club World Cup 2025. They call themselves the Brazilian.
So now we've got our group.
Yes.
Yellow team from Germany.
I hope it doesn't sound arrogant, but I think it is doable, actually.
It should be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's arrogant. I think,
back to you.
no disrespect to any of these teams, but I think we have to look at that to definitely try and get first place in this group.
Let's hope we're getting into a really great venue for the Fluminense game, like, playing in front of, 70,000 for that one. That will be a big one. And then again, I'm really hoping that people will also travel from South Africa, and that's going to be great. It's going to be probably new friendships, yellows and black and yellows.
Their third continental title, and with it, a place.
And if we play Group E, right? Second,
Group B, as we said before.
The round 60, probably.
I have to step out
with the River Plate, Monterrey, and Inter Milano. Please, Anna and Andres,
probably bring a bottle of water.
position
I want in Sebastian's kitchen.
Yes, please help us, Bikina, to confirm the last one in Group E.
I love Japanese fashion, so let's see they bring their game. It's E2.
There you go. They'll bring their fashion, they'll bring their fans, they'll bring their football, and they will open against River Plate of Argentina. They also get Monterrey and Inter Milano, Mr. Wenger. What do we know about this Japanese team? Japanese teams are very, very good and consistent.
Japanese football has moved forward very well. This club was the biggest fan base in Japan. It's the biggest club potentially in Japan. They have gone recently through a difficult patch in their league. I spoke to them last night. They promised me to come back stronger next year and to strengthen the team in the next transfer window. So they can be a good surprise.
No pressure to the president. Back to you, Alessandro.
Wow, very good. Thank you again. Romero, please go ahead and select the next team.
After this, is it done, or is the...
I think they're probably going to have more explanations, hopefully, how it's going to continue. But other than that, we're probably trying to get Castle Karma on as quickly as possible.
They became the first US
Wow.
team to win the
But then we're done.
Champions League in 2022.
No one got injured, just in case if you're wondering.
For
It's just a
this
lamp.
tournament.
There's no constraint for Seattle Sounders to join Group B with Botafogo, Atletico de Madrid, and Paris Saint-Germain. To confirm their position before we come back to you,
group
Anna
for
and
Seattle.
Joe.
That's
What
true.
a beautiful
Yeah.
opening match for Seattle Sounders against Botafogo. 69,000 fans.
But
at
it's Lumenfield is probably going to be packed, huh? I mean,
It
there's
will
some
be.
big names showing up there.
It is.
B4.
There it is, the confirmation, and as Anna said, Seattle Sounders are one of the key teams from MLS, by a historic team from North American football, from U.S. soccer.
The South African team, they have a former BBB player, actually, who used to play in our academy.
For that fan base that is one of
Tashreeq
the best,
Matthews?
I mean, all of the
How
fan
old is he
bases
now?
in MLS
24.
are great, but Seattle
Too
Sounders
old for you to meet him.
I met him in just briefly in the youth.
Okay.
It could be. Wow.
A few years older than me. We lived in the Jugendhaus.
Okay, wow. So you're going to meet him again now?
Yeah, yeah.
Wicked.
So Romero, please go ahead. And let's see which one between Alain and Pachuca will
Now,
be.
I mean, in terms of the perception of this tournament, I'm not talking about what's going to happen in 2026. That one's going to be big, for sure. But is it now that we know who's playing, and in a few days we're going to know where they're playing, you guys think it's going to mount? The excitement is going to mount?
Yeah, I think so. I think now obviously I'm more speaking for the top European teams, and everyone's sort of in a busy schedule, busy season at the moment, but I'm sure in the next few months with, venues being sorted out and, obviously now with the groups being sorted out, I'm sure in the next few months that will really be pushed out and promoted, and hopefully it gains some momentum heading into the summer, which I think it definitely can. Obviously with all these big teams with Real Madrid, Man City, and Bayern, and all the obviously European teams, and Brazilian teams, and Mexican teams also have a really big following in the US also. So should be fun. Should be fun, really.
Yeah. And what's going to be interesting? I mean, you played the World Cup with USA in 2018, I think. To be with your club in that situation that you have a hotel home base for maybe 3, maybe 4 weeks, watching the other games on the telly, that's also going to be totally new, huh?
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I mean, at the World Cup in 2022, we had like a little lounge, not a little lounge, a very nice lounge.
Yeah, it was 2022, right?
Yeah,
sorry, yeah.
And we had like constantly games on in the lounge, and it was common gathering area for the team, and we also had a full bracket, and we'd write the scores in, our predictions, and sort of have some fun with it. So hopefully we can do the same with this tournament now too.
Pachuca will complete the last group with H.
Basically us talking about
gaining some momentum for the tournament going into for the game in America.
And just saying, it's going to be something new to be with your club in that situation, like in the national team, to be in a hotel or something else for 3 or 4 weeks, and then watching all the other games on the television. Like, for example, Seattle playing at that great group. Then Salzburg meeting Real Madrid.
In a group with Real Madrid and Al Hilal. A big hello to Jesus Martinez. To all that you don't know, Pachuca is one of the most storied teams in Mexico. They have done a terrific job with not only the club, but the Hall of Fame.
The thing that I find so interesting, I mean, we're sitting here now, and I'm so curious what people may think about this tournament in 20 years when it's become common. How big is that title then? Is it like, on what level is it? And, what other names are on that trophy?
It's probably going to be interesting how it will maybe change, because now we obviously know, since it's only a few teams from each country, it's not really representing, let's say, the best teams from Europe and the best teams from this and that, because they could have been Arsenal in there, but they aren't, and they couldn't have been, So I don't know if they're going to change that and really try to be a compressed Champions League, like a Champions League tournament in 3 weeks or 4 weeks, which of course then would lift it up and make it even more, I don't know, important.
I think it also depends on the competitiveness. Like if it's obvious, or I don't know, if teams from other countries of the world don't have a chance, or don't stand a chance, it can be boring for like neutral fans or whatever. If you think it's always the Europeans or South American ones.
You don't want all European semi-finals all the time.
I think it's just interesting if it's competitive.
But yet again, it kind of is the same with the actual World Cup, isn't it?
But
more
there are
countries where you don't expect them to even, go further than group stage.
I mean, there'll for sure be a few teams that make a unexpected run or beat a bigger team.
That's the beautiful thing of such a tournament. But in the end, probably the majority of the teams in the last 8, last 4 will be kind of expected.
Real Madrid Al Hilal.
Then again, I think Miami and Seattle, they're gonna rise to the challenge. I mean,
maybe they have home support. I think Inter Miami will have a huge support.
Yeah.
You know, and if Seattle really pulls it off and plays all their home games in their stadium,
makes a big difference.
Yeah. Makes a difference, of course.
Yeah, you guys are having way too much fun. But Anna, Andreas, and your very special thanks.
The trophy, right?
Yeah, like now.
Cool,
like
and thanks to our brilliant draw assistants, Gloria Teofil, Adriana, and Romero. And of course, we are all going to remember the first FIFA Club World Cup with 32 teams.
You can buy tickets now.
Yeah.
But to what day?
Yeah, I think
what venue?
I think you can only register
just to a Dortmund game and then figure out where you go from there.
But that's going to be interesting to see what can you do once you hit
FIFA Club World Cup 2025 as well. So look out for those details on FIFA.com/.
So now, before we hopefully get Carsten here as well,
the world leading sport entertainment
Mia was just, we were touching on it before Gio came, when you played soccer in the US. Why do you think, or is that a wrong estimation from my side, women soccer is on the same level as men's soccer, and how did they manage that?
Why do I think?
It was Mia asking that, because she used to play in Milwaukee.
Yeah, okay. What do you mean? Like, why do I think?
Yeah, because here, I mean, obviously we got at BVB, we got the women's team, and they are climbing up year after year.
I mean, as of right now, the U.S. women's team is better than the men's team.
Yeah, and the fame and the sort of the size of women's soccer.
I mean, the whole sport was like really popular for women for years now, and I think it starts to get more popular for men. The thing is that with American football, maybe even baseball, basketball, that's like so popular that as like young kids, they often go into different directions.
Okay.
And maybe it's for if it was already popular years back, so I just guess it's the like how it came up the last years, and since it's growing, I think, I mean, the facilities are crazy in college, but I think what's the problem in the US is accessibility, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's super expensive
it's
to
very
play
expensive to
football,
play,
or soccer there. It's like to be in club football, if you're in a high school, that's not that good. Your high school team is not good. You need to get better or have good coaches in a club team, which is super, super expensive. I think $1,000 per year or something.
Maybe some or more. If I'm not mistaken, I think only the MLS academies are where you don't have to pay.
Yeah, and you don't get into
almost
there.
every other, and it's really hard. Obviously, you have to be the best in your city to make it. So
which is already expensive to get there. Yeah,
which is already expensive to get there. But if you can't make that team, then the next, the next team in the city, or with flights and hotels for tournaments and all those, could add up to, who knows, 10 to 15,000 a year with everything. So I think that is
but just even for us,
like, a big one.
We just go to our local club. If we go, maybe BVB sees us or whatever, like we get bigger. Just like everyone can really get into that sport, and I think even education is often based on scholarships for some people. So they just look what sports can get me into good scholarships.
Okay.
And what can make a living maybe as well. And before, let's go, I don't know, 10, 15 years back, there was no career as a soccer professional in the US, probably. There were maybe a few guys who could make a decent living, but other than that, it was not a career you would strive for as a young team. Plus, there weren't that many scholarships in soccer compared to baseball, hockey, basketball, football.
Look who's there! Oh, the boss is there, Carsten.
Unbelievable, huh, guys? Good afternoon.
Thanks for being on the show.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, you look nervous.
It's unbelievable. That was the longest draw I have joined in my career working and representing Borussia Dortmund.
And we were wondering why everyone had to raise the hand beforehand.
we still have no clue. It seemed to start as a joke, and then everyone felt obligated to do the same. And we were also, to be honest, kind of wondering that the last draw of the available spot in each group had to be done as well. So that was not really necessary. But anyway.
What do you make of our group then?
Oh, I would say exciting games because new experiences, but connections to two of the clubs because the South Korean team is a team where Joe Park normally played, and I think that Julio Cesar is a former Fluminense player. So the two clubs, I would say, we do have a connection to. But the South African team is a completely new experience for us. Though we had breakfast this morning with a technical director from this club who is a Danish guy. That is all I can tell you, especially regarding the South African team.
We just figured out that Gio actually was in the BVB Jugendhaus with one of their players. Back in the days. So they got one former youth academy player from us. And I think, Carsten, you're also looking forward to that. It's the Yellow Nation against the Black and Yellow. So the stadium is probably going to be... There are going to be loads of new friendships, I guess, in that game.
Yeah. I'm very sure you're right. Now we will look where we will play the games. That is an exciting question, I guess, for especially our supporters. I think it looks like that we will stay at the Eastern Coast. Because Seattle, in which group are they? They are in Group B, I think. Then the Group B will play in Seattle, and I think the Real Madrid group with the one Mexican team probably will stay in Los Angeles. So we do have the estimation that we will play on the East Coast.
Yeah, and Gio has some recommendations regarding the home base. So get in touch.
Thomas Hess, our travel guy, is here as well, and he checked some of the base camp spots, and he has a really good feeling when we stay at the Eastern Coast. We will have a discussion later. Let's see.
Thanks for joining us, Carsten. Really appreciate it.
Same for me. All the best. Looking forward to meeting you guys on Saturday in Mönchengladbach.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Have a safe journey.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
See you later.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Well, there's one more thing, Gio. Obviously, I have to ask you before you go and before we probably end this stream, what do you sense in the team right now? What's the current situation for the team? I mean, the last week, very convincing win against Freiburg, really great performance in Croatia, and then another really great game against Bayern Munich. I mean, everyone who watched the game, yes, it could have been a home win, but I think it was a very strong performance. So what's the overall atmosphere right now?
The atmosphere is great. We had a few tough weeks, in the past months, but with a few injuries and just not playing as well as maybe we would have liked to, but now we have a lot of guys coming back or slowly coming back, and just the performances that we've had the last 3 games are we really want to take the momentum and really just build off it. That's what Nuri's really stressing to the team, and what we sort of feel from within is the only way you can really build off that momentum is if you go to Gladbach and get another win. So.
Always a tough ground. Huh?
Always a tough ground. I haven't won there in a few years, so. But we know this game is a really important step for us to really make that next step and push in the right direction, and really still be around to challenge for the title and be around the top 4 and really be in the mix for everything. But yeah, it's really positive. We had some tough times, but I'm happy to be back personally, and I know the other guys who were injured would, say the same. So squad's coming back together. The coaching staff's been great, and all the players really just looking forward to.
Super. Thanks so much to all of you. Mia, Owo, thanks for taking the time. We really appreciate it. And thanks, guys, for watching. And fingers crossed for Saturday.
Yep.
Bye.